next category, the Lucas Oil Super Modified Tractors, and here comes the guy that is setting the mark to be. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a turbine-powered, a jet turbine-powered tractor. Dave Snyder, it's called the Legend, out of Hudsonville, Michigan. Listen to this thing wind up.
Well, it sounds like you're at an international airport somewhere. Awesome horsepower, some 10,000 horsepower out of these two G64 turbines. 267.50. Let's go trackside.
First of all, after what you've endured over the last month, it's a miracle you're here, and we applaud the effort that you put just to get here. I know just before the run you were still plumbing this thing with brand new engines.
It's been a real tough summer. As you know, we're still leading the points race. Tonight we were just two different motors, didn't know what they were going to do, didn't know where to put the weights, had a good run. We'll see how it turns out.
And of course he's talking about a wild engine explosion he had at Monroe, Michigan. You'll see that run later on this year on ESPN2.
Here comes Joe Eder, the odd couple from North Collins, Illinois. Oh, out of shape there, bouncing up and down at 271 feet. Now, there's a reason they call this the odd couple.
Oh, let's check it out. Two Hemis, two Chevys on this particular tractor, but up in the air, he gets on the brakes. He nabs the brakes too hard, gets totally out of control. Ouch!
There is no question we've seen you display the ability to manhandle anything down a track. That one, you had to use some muscles you probably hadn't moved in a little while. But why pull up so far to the right-hand side as the driver sees it to begin with? Did you think the starting line was going away?
Oh, I watched that pretty much all night and watched the super stocks run, and I figured, boy, that'd be a good spot to take off from. And but boy, it took off good. It made a good run, and these are brand new 2000 tires, and it one-wheeled.
Well, of course, he's talking about a new tire that Firestone has designed strictly for pulling, and sometimes they have been known to hook a little too much. Scott Tedder on his way to a very good run. Your runner-up in the points last year in the Jasper Pulling Series, 260.90, though, won't get it done here tonight.
Joe Eder continues with the lead right now. Here's Bill Leishner, the dirt slinger from Weldon, Illinois. He also has 4 supercharged Hemi engines.
They got the big Ares type Hemis is what he runs, and they are awesome. He's a 2-time Jasper Engines world champion in the Lucas Oil Supermod class. Throttles down. Bill is trying to beat 271 set there by Joe Eder. And it looks like, yes, he has done it. A new leader, 274.82.
Meanwhile, Brett Kempner talked to our next puller a little bit earlier. He's a very famous drag racer who has now come over to tractor pulling. As a matter of fact, he still builds engines for some of the drag racers.
I don't think anybody could argue that the assembled knowledge at any given ATPA Jasper event, well, rivals that of any single event you could go to anywhere on the planet. The best innovators, the best minds, the best pullers themselves assemble at these events. But every once in a while, one individual stands out above the rest. You just got a glimpse of what could be one of the absolute most magnificent pieces of engineering ever featured at an ATPA event. It shouldn't surprise anybody if they recognize this face. Not only is he a past national drag racing champion, a past world record holder, a charter member of the 250 mile per hour funny car club, he has probably tuned as many, if not more, 4-second, 300 mile per hour top fuel dragster runs than anybody in history. Ken Venny, somewhere along the line, have to imagine that your hot rodding ingenuity was fostered somewhat by Ohio tractor pulling in your youth, was it not?
Oh yeah, I mean, that was one of the first things I did was I played with tractors. I always liked the tractor because I grew up on the farm, and I always thought maybe, you know, before I get too old, I wanted to be a tractor puller. Well, the tractor's really fun, and now that I've done a little bit, it's a lot more fun than I thought it would ever be.
Well, let's see how Ken Venny can do. He is out of Wadsworth, Ohio. He calls it the Funny Farmall. Kind of funny car looking, isn't it?
Oh, and it's got an awesome sound to it. Just listen to it go down the way. 274.23, good enough for second behind Bill Leishner. Remember, Leishner's running 4 motors. Benny's only running 3. Rumor has it he may be coming out next year with 4. Let's just wait and see. Bob Jostock, the wild child, one of the top pullers on the Jasper Pulling Series. He too will come up short. Bill Leister looking awfully good right now, dodging a lot of bullets.
As we go to break, here's the leaderboard. You can see Bill Leister in first place. Ken Binney was right behind him just by inches. Back in Canfield, Ohio, at the Canfield Fair, as we continue our coverage of Duramax Diesel Buckeye Nationals. Before we get on with our Lucas Oil Super Modified, Greg Kepner had this special award.
You know, it's always quite a thrill for us to debut a brand new machine and immediately present it with the Jasper Engine's Best Engineered Vehicle of each ATPA event award. Well, this one absolutely took our breath away. Now, Tom Voorhees' new American Thunder machine is probably one of the most, well, terrifying appearing multiple engine tractors I've ever seen. Now, if you look closely, you'll notice nothing but the best equipment. Don Gerardo fuel injectors, Mert Littlefield superchargers, Rodex heads. But I'm curious, those look like mighty big superchargers on top of what are essentially conventional wedge head engines. Are they?
Yes, they are. They're 1471 high helix Littlefield blowers on basically Chevrolet style heads.
Has anybody ever done that times 4?
No, they haven't. I really appreciate the ATPA letting me do this year. The Hemis were kind of dominating, and I didn't want to take a weight advantage. Of, hey, I'd like to run Chevys. Let me run some bigger blowers and see how we do. And I really appreciate them letting me do it.
Well, one thing's for sure. If this performs anything like it should on paper, we'll be talking to him and Ralph Banner a lot of times. But just as a precaution, pay attention when this thing's at full throttle for more than 10 seconds or so, because you'll be watching something that, well, not too many people have ever had a chance to witness firsthand.
Thank you, Brett. We'll find out about it right now. There is the American Thunder, the native Hoosier, Bill Voorhees.
Oh, looks like he's busted a fuel line or maybe a blower.
Yes, heavy smoke pumping there.
Coming up all over the tractor's going to come up short. Wow. Hated to see that happen as we check a guy who has laid down some of the strongest runs I've ever seen this year. Jerry Stewart, the down and dirty machine out of Tennessee. Very close to the hunt. He might have taken it over to 79.8. We got a Hemi in the front now.
Brand new leader. Brett Kepner's down there.
You know, when Bill Leister says that you're the guy he's most worried about, that says an awful lot, especially on a track where you had to be sitting back there watching person after person that you thought could put down a good number have problems somehow.
Oh, yeah, it's sitting down there just twiddling my thumbs, just worried to death. And that thing pulled to the left bad. I mean, I just didn't think he was going to stay in bounds. And I seen that cone coming up, and I stayed in it.
Up next comes James Martell, the boss hog from Mayville, Michigan.
He picked up a win earlier this year up in Michigan, but he has taken a wild ride here, and check it out of bounds. Jerry Stewart wins it.
We had some of the best in the business here, and you're the one that figured it out.
Oh, that ain't no bad one here. I mean, I'm just tickled to death to be on top of this group.
So let's take a look at the final results. Jerry Stewart does win at 279 feet. Here's the way they finished down through the top 10.